Hey, what's going on, y'all? So, I'm just chilling here, enjoying the rest of my summer break, the few more days of my summer break. So, oh, by the way, I'm getting ready to start these clinical trials, right, for male pattern baldness. Okay, like I generally have most of my hair, but there's a little spot up here, and I normally get my hair cut low enough to where it's not a problem, or during the summer months when I'm not getting a haircut, it's thick enough to where it's not a problem at all. So, and when I comb it down, but there is some stuff happening here at this good old age that I'm starting to see. Still beautiful as fuck, but at this good old age, I'm starting to see. But I wanted to talk about the scientific method. Okay, I want you to understand that these cliches, a lot of cliches exist for a reason. And I'm remembering hearing in back in the day that Lauryn Hill song, and she says that there's a saying that everything is everything, right? So this is the thing right here, okay? In this God expanse that we exist in right now, the basically, y'all, the game is a simulation, the matrix, whatever you want to call it. Like, it is basically, we are living in a moment in this thing. Think about it right now as a video game. So think about how when you go on through the levels in the video game, and you beat that one level, right? You beat the level and you go on to the next one. But every now and again, you might go back to that old level, right? And just to go see some shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go see how the pretty flower, because a lot of these games have some beautiful expanses out here. So think of it just like that, right? You can go back. We're living in a part of the simulation where the game has been over for a very, very long time. We're just living in this small state of the moment. Okay, that has a lot of implications. Maybe we'll talk about it later, right? But we're living in this moment, and everything is everything in this moment. Everything is everything. Basically, everything is the scientific method. Everything that exists in scientific is the scientific method. We, as people in this great expanse, have created the scientific method as a way to understand God. That means God is the scientific method. Okay, so which, so therefore, for example, riding a bicycle is exactly like physics. The physics is the same thing as writing a paper. Writing a paper is the same thing as balancing your checkbook. Balancing your checkbook is the same thing as making a hamburger. Making a hamburger is the exact same thing as creating a a bowl of soup. Making the bowl of soup is the exact same thing as throwing a frisbee. It is all the same shit. It is all the scientific method, which means that there is a way in order to make sure things happen. And as you're going through this game, right, this simulation before it's been beat, if you're going back to thinking about it as a game, well, you learn the scientific method for each trial, thing that you have to go until you beat the game, right? And then after that, a lot of times we find what's cheat codes. So I want to talk about this understanding of not responding, and I'm going to give you the cheat code. Okay, these emotions are so powerful in understanding your emotions and not being able to and not responding in situations is so pivotal for our existence and for us to create what we want, that we have to get to a place where we are still enough not to respond to anything. This is a practice. This is a hard practice, right? So I have this little bit of a cheat code for not responding, right? So if in this God expanse that the only thing exists in this plane is God and myself, me and God. That means because I am this understanding of consciousness in this avatar, that means that I am the only one who gets to see through these eyes. I am the only conscious state of conscious being or that gets to see and through these eyes. That's why nobody else is here but God. That's why that everybody else, every person, place, or thing around here is God. Okay? So when a person comes into your view and your gaze, right? And they are like literally saying something or doing something, and they do something to offend. This is the thing. what you do is, instead of saying he did that, they did that, she did that, they all of this, you start to insert the expanse of God and say God did this, and see how silly you sound. See how stupid you sound by saying God hurt my motherfucking feelings, right? But what that does is it puts the responsibility of transformation on yourself. Okay? It puts the burden of transformation on you. So then you're saying, okay, God did this. You realize how silly you are, and then you go, boom, you figure out how to sit with what you're thinking that other person did to you, and start to think about what you can do for yourself in order to get out of whatever it is and not respond. So then I always say this: in order to learn these emotions, you have to sit with them long enough until you can laugh at how silly you were in the process. And you do this practice all the time until the point where you start to realize and understand how you start to quickly feel your emotions, and to also quickly recognize what emotion it is, because oftentimes we don't recognize, we misconstrue these emotions. Love and pain is often often misunderstood because we combine them in some kind of way, right? Anger and frustration and desperation, they can often look similar, but they are not the same emotions. So we have to sit with them long enough and to recognize them. And that's the part of the practice. And then part of the learning is that when you're in the moment, and so you're faced with it, how quick you can say God did this, and look enough to see that it is all about you and how you react to whatever happens out here on this planet. Whatever happens. And then you will not be having to worry about responding to people's foolishness on a regular basis. I'm not going to say that sometimes you won't fall short, because this is a practice. This is why I meditate. This is why I stay quiet. This is why I shut up, so I can make sure that I'm hearing enough and dealing with my emotions enough in order to not respond in these practice. I'm always in practice. I'm always in a state of practicing and unlocking this puzzle, right? So stop responding to things so you can learn how to use your emotions to create, and you can learn how to feel. Feel. It has a different connotation from this understanding. To learn how to feel. Okay, maybe I'll talk about feelings, the feel of it later. But I just wanted to say that real quick. Love y'all. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Love you and fuck you too.